In this video, we will look at more features of a validation rule, including how you can access fields from a related object to create your validation rule. So without further ado, let's look at an example to try to understand. So over here, I'm on my Accounts tab, and if I open a random account, if I go into details, I can see the account's billing address has NC as the billing state, which is North Carolina, and the billing country is USA, the United States. Now, let's say I wish to create a rule where if I'm creating a contact, I want to make sure that the contact's address or the contact state matches the state on the related account. For example, if I go to my contacts tab from here, and if I click new, and if I give it a name, Joe White, and account name, let's just choose, Burton 810. So this is the account where the state was NC, North Carolina. And now down below, under the address information for the contact, I want to make sure that the state should be NC, meaning the contact should be from the same state as the company. Let's just assume that's a business requirement and we only want to create contact records for the same state where our client, the company, belongs, because we may assign salespersons accordingly that belong to the same state. So let's just assume that we want to make sure that the state of the contact is the same as the account state, otherwise Salesforce should throw an error. So right now, if I try to create it with, let's say, California, state is California for Joe. However, the account that he's representing is in North Carolina. And if I try to save it, right now it'll work. So now I want to create a validation which references the state field from the parent object. So the validation obviously will be on the contact because I'm trying to create a contact, and that's when I want to validate the data. But the data needs to be validated against a field which is not on the contact, which is actually on a related object, the account. Now, how do you do that? Very simple. Go to Setup, Object Manager, search for the object on which you want to create your validation. So in our case, we want to create it on contact, because when a person is creating a contact, that's when you want to check whether the state matches or not. Click on Validation Rules on your left down below. New. So you can name it anything. I'm going to say contact account state match. And this is the box where all the magic happens. So first we will drag the mailing state field from the contact. So simply insert field, scroll down, mailing state, there it is, insert. And now we want to compare it with another field. So to compare, you will click on insert operator, and down below you have equal, and then you have not equal. So when do we want to throw an error? When this field is not equal to the other field on the account, that's when we want to throw an error. So we will use the not equal operator here. The mailing state not equal to the account state. If that's so, then we want to throw an error. But now the question is, how do we get the account state field over here? Very simple. Click on insert field. Over here, you can see all fields on the contact, including lookup and master detail relationship fields. So on the contact, we have a lookup field for the account, which is called account. There it is. You can see the arrow next to it, which means this is a relationship field. So if you click on it, it'll open a box on your right. Now this box shows us all the fields on the related account object. Yep, that's all we had to do. Now over here we can find billing, state. There it is. Insert. And you're saying the mailing state on the contact is not equal to the account's billing state. If that's true, if they're not equal, we want Salesforce to throw an error. And what should the error message say? It should say the account and contact state should be the same. And where do we want to throw that error? Let's just keep it at the top of the page and make sure your active checkbox is true and hit save. Now let's go back here, let's refresh. Click new, let's try to create a new contact. Give it a name, Will James. For account, we're going to choose this one. So remember, for Burton 810, this account, the address or the state is NC. So now we are going to write a different state, let's say NY. So the other address fields are irrelevant over here because for our validation, we're only comparing the states. So the other fields can be anything else. So for now, let's just try it with this. So our state for the contact is NY, but state for the account is NC. If you try to hit save, Salesforce should throw an error. There it is. The account and contact state should be the same. Okay, maybe the user accidentally entered NY instead of NC. Now they're correcting their error and they're writing NC. And let's try to save now. There you go. It works. So basically in validation rules, please know that you can also access fields from a parent record and you can access fields from a related record of that parent record. So you can even do that. So validation rules are very powerful, and that's how you can compare a field on one object with a field on its related object. Thank you.